kindergarten teacher this year. I am so excited to meet both you and your child and to go on this learning journey together. A little bit about me. My name is Catherine Ferry. Your child will call me Mrs. Ferry. I'm married to my husband Jason, and we have 3 children named Brooke, Caleb, and Benji. We also have a naughty little kitty named Rory, who I tell lots of stories about in kindergarten. So, in kindergarten, our whole aim is to develop the whole child in a literacy-rich, hands-on, play-based learning community. Now let's unpack that statement a little bit. So in one way that we're meeting the needs of your child is their spiritual needs. So each day we are learning about a different story from the Bible. So at the beginning of the year we start in Genesis with how God made the world and how He made everything wonderful and good and how He made people and loved them so much. But then we also talk about how sin came into the world, and because of that, we need a Savior. And we continue learning about how God worked through the lives of His people to the coming of Jesus, where Jesus died on the cross for our sins. And then we don't stop there. We continue to talk about the early church. Okay? But we don't just leave Bible for Bible class. We talk about how God has loved us and has made us unique and special through all the subjects. We also understand that your child has emotional needs, that they will have times when they will be happy, that they will have joy, that they will have excitement, but that there will also be times that they are sad, that they're nervous about something, that they get frustrated. In kindergarten, we use play-based situations, different learning goals, to encourage your child to express their emotions appropriately, to control their frustrations, and to use their words to help problem solve. Much of kindergarten is about social interaction. We spend much of our time working in groups, spending time talking to each other, learning how to be a part of the classroom community as a whole. All right, so your child is going to learn to share, is going to learn to use their words to solve problems, to express their needs, and to work well with other children. So that's a very important part of kindergarten. Another very important part of kindergarten is meeting a child's physical needs. So the physical needs are both fine motor and gross motor that we're looking at. So for fine motor, we're looking at how they are holding pencils, how they are manipulating objects around them. And then as far as gross motor goes, how are they moving in general? So throughout the day, we're working on their physical needs, both their fine motor and their gross motor, to work on the fine little movements, to fine tune them, and to also work on the big movements so that they can move with coordination. Now, when many people think of school, they often think about the intellectual needs of their child. What is my child going to be learning in kindergarten? Now, everything that we learn in kindergarten is usually through literacy-rich, hands-on, and play-based activities. In the classroom, we have lots of books ready at hand. The children are always looking at books, and we often read them stories throughout the day. A lot of our activities are based upon books, and the children love to listen to the stories that they are hearing. Okay, your child will be learning their alphabet and sounds, be learning some of the pre-reading skills. So they'll be reading short CVC words, which are consonant, vowel, consonant, like cat, bat, sit, those type of words, all right? One of the programs that I love to use in kindergarten is called Handwriting Heroes. Now, Handwriting Heroes is a program that I use to help the children learn to print the letters of the alphabet. In kindergarten, we focus mostly on just the lowercase letters of the alphabet because those are the letters that are most used in books and writing that the kids will be reading. So it's most important that they get to know those letters first, okay? Handwriting Heroes groups the letters in different categories. So we start off with our skydivers, and we really focus on the fact that all letters start at the top and they come down. We never start on the grass. So this summer at home, you can start to encourage your child, if you notice that they're wanting to write letters or write their name, that they start always at the top of the letter. So I'll put a link that you can learn more about Handwriting Heroes in the program that we use. We'll also be working on math. We mainly focus on the numbers of 1 through 10, about really understanding that so that they have a good basis for when they go beyond 10 in grade 1. So although your kid can probably count maybe up to 100, we're still going to be focusing on the numbers 1 to 10 and making sure that every child fully understands those numbers. Because counting, just rote counting, is very different than understanding how numbers work. All right? We're also going to be incorporating lots of creativity into our lessons. We do art often. We do hands-on play. We do lots of sensory play. We do dramatic play. So often we'll have a grocery store going on, or a health center, or a vet center. We try to build a lot of the different areas that we would see in the community, and we try to build little stations for dramatic play in the classroom. We usually change these out about once every 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and the child loved to experiment and play with real life things and understand how their community works through play. We also hope to get out into our community as much as we can. Our plan is to visit as many parks as we can to see how God has made changes in the world in fall, winter, and spring. We also hope to go to places like the grocery store, the museum, Helen Schuler Nature Center, and visit some other places in our community. When we go out into our community, our hope is that some parents will be able to volunteer to come along with us to help manage small groups of children during this time. So now, parents, I want to talk about some of the more nuts and bolts of kindergarten. So one thing that is very important in school is communication. So I like to communicate with my parents through an app called Seesaw. So Seesaw, it gives us the opportunity to message back and forth, just like you would text somebody. Your messages that you send this way are only seen by me, but I can send group messages to the entire class if needed. I can also send pictures and videos and documents to you so that you stay more in the loop of what your child is doing in school. And it's kind of fun to see the little activities that they're doing and the play that they're having. All right? So that's one important thing that you'll get set up when you come with your child. Another way that I communicate with you is through your child's folder. At the beginning of the year, you'll be required to send a folder with your child that is a double pocket and has a duotang in the middle. I would suggest that you get one that has plastic. That's plastic so it is able to endure the entire year, okay? In this folder, you'll see a calendar which will tell you what is happening each month, all right? And then in the pockets, that's where we send home arts and crafts, folders, messages that need to go back, papers that might need to be signed. So please check your child's folder each day that they bring it home, and then also send it back to school. Another item that you will find in your child's folder every day will be this envelope that says, "I am a child of the King," and it will have your child's name on it. Now, this is a very important envelope where we send our home shared reading books. So your child will get to pick a simple book each day that they can take home, and they'll put it into this folder, into this envelope, and then they'll bring it home. You can read it at home, and then please put the books back into this envelope and send it back to school. This is laminated so that the books don't fall out and get wrecked on the way to and from school. One of the most exciting times for your child during the year will be the day that they get to be the special helper. The special helper is a really fun time where they get to first take home the stuffed animal, the classroom stuffed animal. So it's a stuffy that gets sent home in a bag with the outfit that your child gets to choose. And then at home, your job is to just enjoy the stuffy at home, take a few pictures, maybe print them off, and we'll have a book in the bag with the stuffed animal that you will glue the picture in, give a couple sentences about what you did, so that the next day your child will bring the stuffed animal back to school and share what they did at home. It's a great piece so that children get to know each other and see what each other does at home. All right. On your child's special helper day, we also hope that a parent or a grandparent or some adult from your child's family will be able to come and spend some time in kindergarten with us. Usually we ask that you come for about an hour and a half in the mornings. And during that time, you'll just get to help out in the classroom, lead some centers, help engage in some learning. And it's also a great time for you to get to meet some of your child's friends that they're making in school. All right. I will send a parent helper list so that you know when your child is scheduled to be a parent helper and when you are expected to send somebody to come and help in school. As you are probably aware, your child will be coming on some Fridays each month. You will be given a calendar that looks something like this. On it will be all the days that your child is scheduled to come to school. Now on Fridays, we will sometimes have just your child's class, but sometimes we will have a fun school-wide activity or a fun activity in which we will have both of the kindergarten classes together. This is a great opportunity for your child to meet children from the other class and to start forming friendships before they are together in grade 1 next year. All right, so make sure that you check all the calendars to see which days your child is expected to be at school. And then also in your child's folder will be the monthly calendar, and on there I'll make it very clear which Fridays your child will be attending as well. If you have any questions about that, please let me know so that we make sure that your child comes on the correct day. Now let's talk backpacks. Now you might be tempted to go get one of those cute little plastic character backpacks. However, in kindergarten, we need to fit quite a bit of items into our backpack. Your child needs to be able to fit their folder, their lunch kit, and in the wintertime, snow pants, mittens, toques, and different items. So make sure that your backpack is big enough to fit for sure snow pants, lunch kit, and a folder. Each day you will also need to pack a lunch for your child. Our first snack of the day at 10 o'clock is a snack that we always encourage to be a healthy snack. And we always ask that the healthy snack be real food, fruits, vegetables, healthy crackers, yogurt, maybe a cheese string, or something that is a healthy choice. So make sure that when you pack your child's lunch each day that you have at least one really healthy snack that they can pull out. Also, maybe at the beginning of the year, explain to them which is their healthy snack and what they should choose first to eat. Your child will need a pair of shoes that stay at school all year. These should be shoes that are good for running, and we ask that they don't have laces. We ask that all shoes are either slip-on shoes or Velcro shoes. So please make sure that they're shoes that your child can get on and off themselves very easily, and maybe practice before school starts with them putting their shoes on and off. For those parents who are choosing to drive their children to school, it's important that you know where you may drop off and pick up your child. Okay, we ask that you do not park in front of the school. That is where the buses need to park to drop off and pick up children. And please do not park in the parking lot because there's hardly enough room for even the staff to park there, and it gets very congested. So we ask that you park on the east side of school on 21st Street A, the street that you would take to go to McDonald's there. All right, you can park on the side of the road along the fence, and then a little bit further up will be a gate. And that is a gate that your children will go in and out of to school. For the first couple of weeks, maybe you'll want to walk them in and out of school, but after a few weeks, your child should become confident and we can start to send them out there by themselves. There will always be a teacher out there at the end of the day who will make sure that a child is not left there if a parent forgets to pick them up or is running a little bit late. And they'll make sure that the children always get to the right vehicle, all right? For your child's first day in the fall, it will be a staggered entry. So on the Wednesday and Thursday of the first week of school, your child will be scheduled to come in either the morning or the afternoon on their day. So if your child is coming on Monday, Wednesday, they will come either in the morning on Wednesday or the afternoon on Wednesday. All right? I will send out more information as we get closer to the date. This is a chance for your child to become familiar with the classroom, get to meet me and some of their classmates, and just go through some of the routines of school with a smaller group of children. All right, you're probably also wondering, what does your child need to be able to do or know to come into kindergarten? Now, there isn't a set idea of what your children should know coming into kindergarten, but there are some things that your child should be able to do. One of the most important things that your child should be able to do is use the bathroom unassisted. They should be able to go into a stall, close the stall by themselves, and be able to use the toilet, clean themselves up, and get themselves out of the stall themselves. They should also be able to turn on the faucet, use the soap, and to wash their hands thoroughly before they come back to the classroom. Now in kindergarten, they are expected to be able to go by themselves. At the beginning of the year, we will show them where the bathrooms are, how to use the sinks and the faucets and the soap, and help them if they need help at the very beginning. But as the year goes on, they will be doing this independently. So it's important that you are practicing at home how to properly clean themselves and how to dress themselves at home. Another thing that your child should be able to do before coming into kindergarten is to learn to eat with manners, so not spilling and eating with their mouth open, and to clean up after themselves if they did make a mess. So cleaning up crumbs, being able to zip up their lunch kit, put it away, close containers, clean their faces if they get a mess on their face, and all those things. So please this summer focus on helping your children to become more independent with eating and taking care of themselves and cleaning themselves. Another thing that your child should be able to do coming to kindergarten is start to use scissors. They don't need to cut perfectly, but they should know how to hold scissors and how to manipulate them and to open and close them and try to follow a line. So if your child hasn't had very much practice with scissors, now is the time to start. So put some scissors in their hands, give them some paper, some Play-Doh, some cardboard, anything, and allow them to cut and get used to the feeling of cutting and building that muscle strength so that their fine motor can improve as well. Some other things that you can do at home is to read to your child. Please continue to read lots and lots of stories. Before a child is able to even learn to read themselves, studies have said that they need to have 400 stories read to them before they're ready. So parents, this has to happen at home. So go to your public library if you don't have books at home, get some books out and start reading to your children. At home, you can also play games that take turns. So games like Candyland, Snakes and Ladders, where they have to roll dice and move players and take turns, and also deal with winning and losing. Those are also skills that we will help to develop in kindergarten as well. So parents, this is the end of our video. I hope that I answered many of your questions. If you still have a few more questions, feel free to email me, or once you get onto the Seesaw app, to message me on there. During the summer, I will use the Seesaw app almost exclusively to message with you. So sometime before the end of the year, please take a chance to come into school and grab the document that will help you set up yourself for Seesaw. I hope you have a wonderful summer, and I look forward to meeting you and your children.